Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. Swap Force gave us so much to do, even with the main story itself. Mixing in battle modes, score challenges, and time attacks, the third game in the franchise was a huge jump from the previous games. But after the main game is done, what is next? Well, they give us a handful of bonus missions. Trying these challenges and trying to get them 3 stars in each mission gave us a want to try some of them over and over. Unfortunately, this wasn't the case with all of them, but some of them even made me want to play them even after I got the 3 stars. But which ones were that? Let's find out. As always, I'm Crash Rowsell of Crash the Skylands, and this is every Swap Force bonus mission ranked from worst to best. But this is my personal opinion, and bonus missions, there's so many of them, and I know there's a lot of you ones that you guys enjoy. I remember when I did my one-day only Swapper tournament, so many people were excited about certain ones I was going to be playing, certain ones they weren't, and they were just like, oh, I hate this one. But the thing is, it's an opinion. And for me, there's certain ones I love playing more than others. My number one's probably going to surprise you, unless you're in the live stream, I told you. But some of them are great, and some of them are horrible. And that's my opinion, and you should be okay with that. You should be okay that I have an opinion on things. Because if I didn't, the world would be a sad place. Imagine if everybody agreed on everything. I mean, it'd be kind of nice, but not really, though. Regardless, though, enjoy the video. Let's get back into it. Be respectful in comments. I'll be respectful back. You've seen this before. I've done this intro like 78 times, roughly. I feel like I've done it 78 times. Anyways, let's get back into it. Number 20, Frigid Fights. You know in every game when you have to do one of those escort missions? This is literally the entire premise of Frigid Fight. It doesn't help that you can only collect the same colored ghosts at the same time as they don't get along for some reason. So after you find one ghost, even though there's a ghost right beside it of a different color, you have to travel all the way back to the beginning to drop it off to come right back again. This mission I dread more than hearing Rufus talk every time I go back to Woodboro. Number 19, Magic Cells. In concept, this mission could have a lot going for it with the maze idea not touching the sides, but in execution, there's a lot of missed opportunities. While the maze aspect is fine, the random enemy fights thrown in make the level a weird challenge that shouldn't be one to begin with. It's super easy during those fights to be knocked into a red cell, giving you a score reduction and making the 3-star task harder and harder. It's almost like they're trying to make you replay this level over and over. Wait a minute. Number 18, Golem Invasion. While I like fighting golems, this one is dragged out. I feel like I dread heading into the next fight as I know it's going to take a while. I've attempted this one numerous times trying to get the perfect score or time, using a bunch of different Skylanders each time until I finally beat it and realized I never have to play it again. That was my favorite moment, realizing this mission is finally finished. For someone who enjoys the combat of Skylanders, this one really stretched it out. Number 17, Ghost Traps. Now, don't get me wrong, I like throwing bombs as much as the next dude, but to make a level this lackluster with the concept of freeing ghosts is mind-blowing. The puzzles involved make this level even worse, as most of the time, I'm trying to get from point A to point B and find a ghost along the way. I think this is the first level I actually dreaded playing, even just seeing what it was about. That's some lame foreshadowing, if I do say so myself. Number 16, Egg Royale. The objective from the start is enough to throw you off. The fact that I can find an egg, but then a tiny bit of damage makes me lose it, and send it right back to where you found it. The only reason this isn't in the 20th spot is because the egg goes back to the same spot. Imagine if it took you forever to find an egg, and then you got it and you actually hurt yourself on a cactus on the way back, losing the egg in the process. It's a horrible thought, but thankfully, they did the right thing and made the mission just plain boring. Number 15, Frozen Delight. That one person watching this video who loves the laser crystal puzzles in Swap Force? Why? While some of the puzzles are super easy and straightforward, most of the time they take forever to line up correctly and half of them are diagonal, so when you think it's right, it's wrong. This mission makes that even crazier, mixing in enemies to face along the way, meaning if you try to rush this level, you'll basically can't because you have to fight enemies to not lose your multiplier. This level has potential, but not for the right reasons. Number 14, Fishy Fishing. Similar to the Ghost Traps bonus mission, Fishy Fishing is just a brighter option with less challenging fights in between. The fact you have to defeat the enemies half the time before you can even use the bombs given to you is the worst part. It's only 5 harpoons, but it feels like forever to get through it. You get a little over 11 minutes at the start, and you might say to yourself, oh, 11 minutes to destroy harpoons, that's weird. But you're going to need it, as it takes forever to get through this mission. While some levels in Swap Force are better longer, this one will be better shorter. Number 13, Sleepy Turtles. Now I love slide puzzles, but similar to the Frozen Delight, the puzzles just aren't right and very dragged out. It's wild how some of the missions are super short and take minutes to beat, while this level takes ages for a simple puzzle challenge. I know the later missions are longer for a reason, as they are the last ones, but they could have easily made this shorter, but still as fun. If it was just a little bit shorter and not as clustered with enemies, this level could have easily made it to the top 5. Number 12, Plants vs. Cakes. Now compared to the previous entry, this level has the sprinklings of what I like from Sleepy Turtles, but gave me more room to explore and didn't feel like a challenge. The fact you can use the gobble pods to take out enemies too, along with the cake, makes this mission way more fun and something I wanted to utilize throughout. There isn't anything super challenging about this mission, nor is it super memorable because of it either. It's one of those missions where I can see myself playing but not going out of my way to play either. Number 11, Sweet Blizzard. I like simple missions, hence everything else after this point. Sweet Blizzard is just that. Go and stop the ice machines by beating enemies or navigating through the level like normal. There isn't anything complicated or challenging about it, which is why it gets the spot on the list. Even though it's simple like a few other missions on this list, it's too simple and forgettable. I actually forgot that this mission existed until I started making this list. Isn't that just sad, though? Number 10, Chompy Sauce. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Every level I mention from here on out are levels I want to play repeatedly, but there has to be one that isn't perfect, and it's this one right here. Chompy Sauce had potential to be one of the best, but the fact you have to travel around the area in a weird direction throws it off. Now, it does give you the power of choice, but there is really only one path to take to give yourself a decent score overall. This level just needs a little bit more direction to master, but once you play it enough, you'll get the hang of it. Number 9, Cursed Statues. When I want a challenge, I boot up Cursed Statues. This level knew exactly what it wanted and gave it to us. However, this challenge has a couple flaws that doesn't place it lower on the list. There are simple ways to mess up a run, where a Greeble might fall down a ledge and mess up your time, or you think you destroyed the statue and the base is left. It's very minor flaws, but for someone who wants to brawl and move on as fast as possible, these flaws can eat up a playthrough fast. What? You know me by now. My logic mostly doesn't make sense. Number 8, Serpent Attack. So I may have to eat my words when it comes to Fire Viper having no friends, as the sand monster is a thing during this mission. The mini challenge involved of having to keep the snake asleep while you fight gives me a mix of Fire Viper and Mesmeralda, minus the YouTube copyright destroying the video's monetization. It's like a taste of boss battles but in a light format, nothing too challenging and makes you want to try to get a better score each time. The only flaw? Very easy to get hit and get stuck on things. And you know my history of getting stuck again! Number 7, Royal Gems. Now this is where you call me a hypocrite for saying how the missions are drawn out or the random battles thrown without. This mission is very different, as you know exactly what you're getting into and it's worth the length. Traveling this mission gives you an adventure and actually feels like a main level challenge where you get to collect pieces to get into a giant gate. When a mission gives you a main story feel, then they got it right. Hey, Cake Mission and Imaginators, take some advice from this game that's 3 years older than you! Number 6, Thief on the Run. This is where the missions get perfect. Thief on the Run is a collectathon where you want to keep going and keep trying to get better scores. It's a very simple concept. Grab all the presents that the Greebles drop in the quickest time possible. Playing this mission with a collection of different Skylanders always warrants different challenges. Try this challenge with a sluggish yet powerful Skylander or a very fast Skylander who isn't as strong. It can make your runs completely different but still leave you surprised with the results. Number 5, Fruit Fight. Want an extremely easy way to do the Fruit Frontier Ship quest? Well, look away from this level because it doesn't count. However, this level does give you one of the most fun and a bonus mission you can get. Not only does it show you every fruit you can find in the game, but there's no way you can die in this level with the abundance of fruit you get throughout. Using the Greebles' weapons to their own demise is fun too, as you have to keep the targets going correctly to hit certain crates to destroy them and get the fruit inside. Imagine though, if the Skylander team made this level not omitted from the quest. It would probably be number 1. Number 4, Master Chef. If you don't like this level, then you're an idiot sandwich. This level is a light version of any level that leads to a boss fight, as you fight your way through puzzles and low-level minions to get to the main boss, the Master Greeble Chef, who is actually a bit more challenging than he should be. This makes for a fun boss fight you didn't truly expect in that regard, and makes the challenge to get to him worth it. This is another mission that feels like an actual level in Swap Force that could have been a portion of the main level, leading to a more challenging boss fight. Imagine having a mini boss battle with Master Chef, then facing Chef Pepperjack. I know it's the wrong game, that's why I said imagine it, you jerks. Number 3, Undercover Gryphons. Who doesn't love a bit of mystery? Undercover Gryphons sends you on a mission to find Gryphons hiding among the sheep. It's like an actual fun version of Among Us. That game is still relevant now, right? Anyways, the context is about a wolf in sheep's clothing, and the Gryphons are just as vicious. Keeping an eye out for the Gryphons who are disguised as sheep may seem hard, but they make themselves obvious as they stand on 2 feet. Now I know some sheep have talent, can walk on their back legs, but in Skylanders, they're just Hugo harassers. Actually, let's go with that. Let's coin the phrase, hashtag Hugo harassers. Number 2, Chompy Challenge. For a level so short, they made it so perfect. No matter how many times I play this level, I still mix up the correct teleporters and give myself a challenge, but I still want to come back to this level. So many of the quests you get for your Skylanders can be completed during this challenge, especially the enemy's defeated one. Beating Chompies in any form is one of the most fun you can have playing Skylanders, and getting a challenge that's literally meant to just beat them numerous times over and over, it's fun. And if for some reason you haven't played this level, take your favorite Skylander and try it right now. Heck, even take your least favorite Skylander. You might even still enjoy it then. Number 1, Treble Theft. This level is pure fun and musical. Yeah, Judas, you heard me. I listen to the music sometimes. The concept of collecting the instruments from the bad guys and giving them back to the band just feels right, as it feels like a regular mission. Imagine this mission right before we're fighting Mesmeralda and getting a copyright strike from YouTube for it. It would fit in, as she would be the reason why the Gryphons are stealing the instruments, as she wants to be the only musical thing in the area. See, I can make up lore too. As for the mission itself, there isn't anything challenging or dumb about the mission. It's just fun. You're just being a good hero of Cloudbreak Island, just like Rufus said. It all comes full circle. And that's my list. What is your favorite bonus mission in Swap Force? Let me know in the comments below. And since you're here, I have a mission for you. Read the description and find your new favorite Skylander channel, as there are a bunch of awesome ones down there. Remember to hit like if you enjoyed, and if you're new, subscribe too. But as always, I bid you farewell.